There are two classes, class BC and class DC. BC obj equal to new BC. We are creating the object for BC. Okay. Now we are calling obj.display. That means this method we are calling. So BC display is calling. What happened is here is override method should override method. Actually this method is overriding. This method is overriding this method, virtual method. That is the base class method. This is overriding this method. So if we invoke this method, we are creating an object for invoking. Actually for a super class we are creating an object here for BC. We have to create the class like this actually. BC obj equal to new DC, not BC, it's new DC, sorry. Now check it. Actually we will create the class as if BC obj equal to new BC, but for two classes we are creating the same reference variable. Now what happens is this method, override method, will hide this method. You can check it if you want. You can check it. Now if you run the program, in previously I have shown like this. BC means only BC method is calling because instance is created for only for BC. No matter what it is override or virtual, only BC method is called now. If you want to execute DC, if you want to implement this overriding, this concept function overriding, then compulsorily we need to create the object in this way. BC obj equal to new DC. Okay, this is how we create the object. So we are creating the class object for this. Okay, for this subclass we are creating the object. So if we execute this now, check it. Now this method will be executed, not this method. Let's F5 and check it. See, we are getting DC display is calling. So second method is executed now. So what is happening is here override method is hiding the virtual method. Okay, because we are creating the object for both the classes with the same reference variable. Okay, we are creating the reference variable, but we are pointing that reference variable of subclass to the base class here. We are creating the object. This is subclass actually, or a base class. For base class object only we are creating the object, but what we are doing is we are storing the reference variable of base class to the subclass actually. That is the reason. And with the help of this virtual and override keywords, this override method is hiding this virtual method, and this method is displaying now. So this is called as function overriding. So we will see some real-time example of this function overriding. This is an important example. I will show you the real-time example how it will be. This small example of function overriding which I have done now. Fine, leave it. Now I will take a class. There is a class here of, remove that class. I am taking a class called as employee. Fine. This is a real-time example how it will be. I will show you. Check it. Double gross salary. I mean gross salary. Okay. And I am taking a method public virtual keyword. This is my base class. Void calculate gross sal. Fine. This is my method, and I am giving the parameter here as basic. Fine. Giving the HRA double equal to HRA, that is house rent allowance, 0.4 into basic is the mathematical calculation which I am giving, and gross sal is equal to basic plus HRA. console dot write line employee gross sal is, I am displaying just a message, gross sal is fine plus gross sal. So now come out of the class. I will create another class. This is for normal employee. I have calculated a gross salary, okay, depending upon the basic and HRA. Now I will take a manager class, another class called as manager, fine. Employee I am giving this employee class to this manager class. Public void. I am taking another method. I am overriding this class. Override void. Same method, cal double basic with same parameter, okay. I told you with the same parameter, cal gross sal, the same parameter and the same parameter, same method name with the same parameters, okay. See, now I will calculate HRF, double HRA house rent allowance equal to 0.4 into basic, and I am also giving DA here for him. Extra parameter is DA, 0.3 into basic, fine. So base dot this employee class I am giving here to manager class. With the help of base keyword I need to get that parameter now, okay. Keep it fine up to here, build it, make it. HRA plus DA. I'm using virtual keyboard here and I am using override keyword here, fine. Base dot gross sal is equal to basic plus HRA plus DA. Console dot write line manager salaries. Take a different name of EMP files. I'll take a new project. Windows console application function overriding something function overriding like that. Okay, it will open a new template. Let us do it from first. There is some error coming there, no issue. Define a new class employee as employee. Fine. I'm defining a parameter double gross sal. And I'm taking a method public or else internal, any keyword if you wish, internal or public. Internal virtual, compulsory need to use virtual void cal gross sal is my method name. I am giving a parameter called as double basic. Okay, and double HRA equal to 0.4 into basic. Fine. Gross sal is my parameter. Gross sal equal to basic plus HRA. And I am printing console dot write line employee sal is. Fine. This gross salary. Up to here it's okay. Now I want to take another class. Class manager. I am giving the employee class to manager class. Fine. Same parameters I am using here also. Only the thing is we need to put it in a method. So I am taking a method internal override keyword void same method name and same parameters. What are the parameters are there? The same method and same parameters. Let us see. This is all same up to here, and gross salary it is showing error. What issue? Now HR has been finished, and double daily allowance also I am calculating because it is managerial level. He is also getting daily allowance 0.3 into basic. Basic is a keyword, okay, which I am getting. Basic. Now base dot what else? Declare this as double, or else you can use it here also out of the method, just as you have used double yes, yeah, fine, no problem, no issue. So calculate gross sal is equal to basic plus HRA plus TA. Fine. I will want to print a console statement, console dot write line manager gross sal is fine and gross sal. So let's put as gross salary. Fine, no problem. So now for employee I am creating employee, that means for employee. Here for employee I am creating this class, for not for manager. For employee I am creating employee emp1 is equal to new employee. Fine. emp1 dot cal gross cell, sorry, I'm passing 1000 rupees and a statement called as console.readline. Okay, fine. Just to stop the cursor there. Execute this and check it. You are getting employee salary. Okay, fine. Now we have created employee salary. Okay, because you are getting, you should get an output actually for manager gross salary. You are getting the output for employee here, employee class salary. Okay, this is fine. You have created an object for employee class and passing a value of 1000. So it is going and calling the employee class variable here. And now how to create that object actually. I told you, if you create like this, for employee it is calling. Okay, fine. Now what you need to do is, for manager, if you create an object there, see it is giving manager gross salary. Like this we need to create the object. So it is overriding. So it is overriding here. Okay, fine. So before we have called the employee method. Employee method we have called. That is the reason we have created the class for employee emp1 equal to new employee. But now we are pointing the reference variable emp1 to the manager. Manager means another class. So it is going and calling this class. That means obj, emp1 is referring to this class. Instance variable of employee class is referring to manager. So this override method is hiding this method, virtual method. This virtual method is been hidden by this override method. So this method is overriding, manager method is overriding the employee method here. That's it. This is how we get the function overriding, and this is the concept how we will implement the function overriding. And next is called as method hiding. Method hiding and function overriding will be similar. Method hiding, there is another concept called as, we have seen function overloading and function overriding now, and another concept is there which is called as method hiding. We will see what is this method hiding actually. So let's check what is method hiding. Method hiding and function overriding are both are same. Both are same. Method hiding and function overriding both are same. In function overriding, for base class method we will use virtual keyword, and for derived class method we will use override keyword, that we have seen. But in method hiding, for base class we will not use any keyword, but for derived class we will have to use new keyword. For base class here, what we'll use is for base class here, what we'll use is we'll not use any keyword. That's what I want to tell. But for base class, we will not use any keyword here. But for virtual, but for derived class, what I want to tell is for derived class method, for derived class method, we have to use new keyword. There we used what we used in function overriding. We used virtual for base class, and you can see here for virtual for base class, that is employee class method, and override for base class method. For derived class method we have used override keyword. But here we will not use anything like virtual here for the base class. We will use only new keyword here for the derived class. That is called as method hiding. So method hiding and function overriding are both are same. Only the thing is we will use new keyword here. Let us see how we will implement this. Take another example here. Hide these two classes. Now take another class. Small example I will show you. Class BC. Okay, fine. Take a method internal void display. I am not using any keyword, if you observe there. Here only I am using void display. Okay, console dot write line BC display method is calling. It's called. Okay, fine. So this one finished. Now come to your derived class. How will you derived class? Put a DC colon BC. Fine. This is a derived class. Come here. Now what you will do, take a method internal, or else public also you can take, no problem, no issue. Public void, I told you need to use a keyword called as new void display. Right. Console dot write line BC is called. You have to hear it is fine. Now come here, create an object. Now how will you create an object? You know how to create. For BC class, first we'll create BC obj is equal to new, will point to DC, that is the derived class. Now check it, execute it. Okay, didn't call that method, that is the reason it is not coming. Obj dot display. So BC display is called. That means we have created an object. How we will create an object here is, we will create an object for DC now. BC obj equal to new DC. So now we hide that method by using new class. If we create here, if we create the method as DC obj equal to new DC also. Check what output is coming. For DC class I am creating. So DC method is called. Fine, this is fine. We know that DC display is calling. And BC obj is equal to new DC. If you create an object for BC, obj equal to new DC, then BC method is called. So what's happening here is, now DC method is been hide here. DC method is been hide. This is hidden actually. Okay, this is called as method hiding. Whenever we want to implement superclass method in one subclass, we can use method hiding. When we will go for this is whenever we want to implement superclass method in one subclass. Superclass, that is, this is superclass method. We are implementing it in this class. Okay, so we are creating an instance for BC, but we are pointing out to DC, but we are hiding it. So if you run this, that is why BC only is called. In previous example we have seen BC is called, but here BC only is called. This is called as method hiding. So when we will go for this is, whenever we want to implement this superclass method, this is the superclass method in a subclass, that is in a subclass, this is a subclass, another subclass, DC is another class, we are giving a superclass method to a subclass. This is called as method hiding. And also whenever we want to implement this superclass method, that is BC is a superclass, you can call it as a superclass. Whenever we want to give this superclass method in multiple derived classes, that is another multiple means you have seen multiple inheritance, like we can give this BC class to another class. For example, another class might be there here, class TC, like class TC might be there here. If you can give another class, you can create another class like assume it here like this. You can give the BC here. This is called as multiple inheritance. Okay, so take a method, like how you will take the method,